This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to show you through your Salem CruiseLite trailer. This one is model 232 RBXL, and I'll start here at the water heater. This is a gas-only water heater. This is the drain plug. If I can get it here, there we go. It goes right in here. And of course you have to take that out and drain the water out in the fall so it doesn't freeze and damage your water heater. Before you pull that plug out, you always want to reach up here and let the pressure out first and then unscrew the plug. Okay, this trailer has power stabilizer jacks. Hopefully you could see them here. It's kind of a snowy day. You operate them like this. One switch operates the back jacks on both sides of the trailer, and the switch up front operates the front jacks both sides of the trailer. Now you don't lift the trailer with them, it's just to stabilize it, to take the shake out of it. So you always have to remember not to go too far with it, just steady the trailer. Okay, you have power. If I could find it here, sorry. Power here. This is the fresh water fill. If you're camping like at an older state park and it does not have plumbing on the campsite, but it has a fill station, you can fill your onboard tank here and use the water pump inside the trailer to pump the water. If you have regular city water, I'll go around to the other side of the trailer here. If you have regular city water, you will just attach the hose over here. Let's see. Okay, right here. So 9 times out of 10 you're gonna use this setup here. You're just gonna screw the hose on here, turn it on, and it pressurizes the whole trailer. The only time you're gonna use the demand tank, the fresh water tank, is if you don't have city water. Okay, this is your power cord. It is 25 feet long and it's 30 amp. We give you a reducer so you can plug it in at home into your 15 amp system, although you can't really run the air conditioner on 15 amps, so you basically can run everything in the trailer except the air conditioner when you're plugged in at home. These are the dump valves. You have a gray valve here. Gray is shower and sink water. And then you have a black valve here, which is toilet water and waste. So you're going to hook your hose onto here. This is a cap that comes off. You hook the hose onto it. You'll pull your black tank valve first, and then you'll pull the gray one because it's cleaner water than the black water. So the toilet empties right into the black tank, and the other, like shower water and sink water, will empty into the gray tank. Okay, and this is cable and satellite through to the inside of the trailer. If you have campground cable, you will use this one right here. It's just a coax. Let's go around the back. This trailer is pre-wired for a backup camera. You have to get the Furrion camera that fits into that housing if you would choose to do that. The only time the camera would be activated is when you turn your headlights on and your running lights, and that'll light up the camera. So you can use it when you're backing up, or you can keep it on when you're going down the road to see what's happening behind you. Okay. You have a power awning with an LED strip. Outside speakers. And this is the vent for the range hood. If you're going to use this, you have to, hold on here, you have to push these tabs up, and so the baffle will flap freely. But when you're not using the vent hood, range vent hood, you'll just keep it shut. You never keep it open when you're pulling it down the road. This is just a service panel for your refrigerator. You don't need to go in there, that's just for service. Okay. Let's go inside the trailer. Okay. Now I talked about the water heater a little bit outside, but I just want to show you where the valves are at, because you can't get antifreeze into the water heater. So before you winterize it, pump any antifreeze into the system in the fall, you have to put this into bypass mode. So basically, when you look at the handle of the valve, and whichever hose it's parallel with is the one that's open, or whichever line I mean. So right now, the water will go in and out of the water heater normally. You can see the blue is in and the red is out. Before you pump any antifreeze in, you'll reverse those, and the antifreeze will actually bypass the water heater, because you don't want to get the antifreeze in there because it leaves a really foul taste, and it's almost impossible to get rid of. So before you pump any antifreeze in, you always want to go ahead and bypass it. This is held on. There's a panel here that's held on with 2 screws. Here's the panel over here, so if you could see it. And all the screws have a number 2 square head on them, like this here. See if I can get it. Like that. So you need to get a number 2 square bit to unscrew the screws in this trailer. Okay. When you winterize it, you need to draw the antifreeze in to the system, and I'm just going to give you an idea of where it's done. I can't go into too much detail, but this will give you an idea. I took this panel off here. We're right below the range, and this is the intake side of the water pump. So you're going to hook a hose on there and put the other end into a gallon of antifreeze and turn on the pump, and it'll push it through the system, pump it through the system, and purge it of water and just replace it with antifreeze. You always bypass the water heater first. The hose is something you have to either buy a kit. You can get a kit that will allow you to put a permanent winterizing hose on, or you can make up one that you take on and off, but that's your choice. Okay, let's see here. So this is a gas absorption refrigerator made by Dometic. It doesn't have a compressor like your refrigerator at home. So the main real difference, it takes longer to reach operating temperature. So you're going to want to start it plenty of time in advance. Hopefully, if you can, the day before is really good. There's just 2 buttons to operate it. On, which is right there, in, and you can select auto or gas. We'll select auto. Auto basically means electric. So why they call it auto is if you were to lose power, if you're using electricity at the campground and you were to lose power, it'll automatically switch over to gas for you. So that's why they call it auto, but basically it's for electric. You can run it dedicated to gas just by going that way with the button. It'll light on gas. If this check light was to come on, it's telling you it didn't light, it faulted. So basically you'll just turn it off and turn it back on, and it'll go through the cycle again. You can see this is the interior of the refrigerator, and this here is a thermistor. This is how you set the temperature. You slide it up to get colder, down to get warmer. Basically, you're going to have it up all the way, except when you're in the late fall or maybe early spring. You might want to back it off a bit, but generally speaking, it'll be up all the way. Okay. You have a Murphy bed, which is self-explanatory. You just undo the latches and let it down. Before you do that, let me see if I can do this while I'm filming it. You'll jackknife the couch flat, like I just did, and then the Murphy bed comes right over it. So the mattress or the bedspread will stay on. It'll stay made. So basically, you're just gonna gain floor space during the day, and you're gonna use it for sleeping at night. That way, it's much like a larger trailer in the sense that you don't have the bed taking up all that space. So during the daytimes, and you also have a nice couch to sit on, which makes a big difference on rainy days. So it's a very good thing. This is your antenna for your TV. This particular one goes up and down. So you can spin it by doing this, and you can crank it up by going like this. You just crank till it starts to resist you a bit. And then to bring it down, you just bring it down till it hits the roof. You'll hear it. right there. Now, before you bring it down, you always want to line these two markers up here. That way it'll lay in the proper position on the roof. So you always line this one and this one up before you bring it down. Okay. This is the emergency escape window. You just will pull the screen out by this tab. It's just held in by little clips, and then you'll push it straight all the way through, and out the window you go. You can also use this as a regular window just by doing that during the hot times you want to ventilate it. You have Venetian blinds, of course. This table converts to a bed. So basically the poles just pull out, and you'll drop it down onto here all the way around, and then you'll use the other cushions to fill in the space, and you can use it as a bed. That's pretty typical of trailers, so it's pretty self-explanatory. This down here is a power converter. Basically everything that can run on 12 volts DC in a trailer does. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner and the microwave and the receptacles, things like that. But all the lights and fan motors and pumps, things like that, are all run on 12 volt. So you have regular household type circuit breakers here, which are all labeled. This is 110 AC. Then as power is converted down to 12 volt DC over here, you've got auto fuses here, 12 volt auto fuses. If any of those were to blow, they actually light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. And also they're labeled. This does one other thing. It's also a battery tender, in the sense that it'll sense how much energy your battery has, and if it's totally charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up to it. If it's low, it'll trickle as many as it needs, 10 amps or whatever it takes to charge it up. So it'll, as long as you're plugged into shore power, it will keep your battery charged. When you're pulling the trailer, your tow vehicle will keep it charged. Okay, now this is the LP gas and carbon monoxide detector here. It should always be green. I can put it through self-test here. Go through one more. And then back to green. It should always be green. If you have a carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas leak, it'll alert you. You just go outside, turn off the gas, and figure out what's going on. Also, this one, I believe, if it beeps very slowly, that same beep, but very slowly, is telling you that your battery's low. But it'll be a very slow beep. Okay. Let's go on here. You have a remote control here, which is a kind of a neat thing. Self-explanatory, but you can see you can operate the awning and lights and other things, your jacks, with this remote control also. Okay, this is your panel. So basically you have two rocker switches here. One is for the power awning, excuse me, let me get back on this, power awning, and one is for the slide. So this one here is for the slide room. I'll show you it coming in. This type of slide out is called a Schwintek. It's made by Lippert, but it's a Schwintek style slide. You can tell by the two tracks on each side of the slide out. When you can tell when it's in, it'll sort of come to a stop, like so, and it's all the way in. Okay. The other switch is for your awning. We'll see if we can get this going out here. I'll try to focus on it. I don't have the best lighting here, but you can see it goes out. I won't bother taking it out all the way for you. I guess I will. I'm sorry. I'll take it all the way out. That way I can show you how to pitch it. So you're going to go till you see the roller tube right there. So that's about right there. You can see I have the LED strip on for lights. Now if you want to pitch this so it drains, let's say, to this side away from the door, let me show you the sticker first. See, it's got a sticker that tells you this is, let me see if I can focus on it. pull down to adjust, it says. So you just basically pull it down, it'll stay into position, and it pitches this side of the awning down. Just make sure you put it back up. Sorry about my camera work here. Back up into this position before you bring it in, okay? You have outside speakers like I mentioned, so you can select zone 1 or zone 2 inside the trailer at the radio, and you can turn them on and off inside and outside. Let me bring the, I'll just leave the awning out for now. Okay, let's see what else we have here. The microwave works like any other microwave. I'm going to put the slide room back out a little bit here. Okay, this is your thermostat for your furnace. It's very simple. When this top lever is all the way to the left and it clicks, it's off. You move it to the right to turn it on. So, what I'll do here is I'll just turn it on. First I'll click it off. Then I'll turn it on. You can hear the furnace come on. The furnace makes 3 attempts to light, so it'll always light the first time. And if for some reason it doesn't light in 3 tries, just click it off and click it back on again, and it'll run through it the cycle again. Always remember your LP tanks have to be on. The furnace is behind here, just so you can know where it's at, behind that grate. Air does not come out of there, but it's just for to ventilate the furnace. Air comes out of the lower vents for heat in this trailer. So all the lower vents are for heat. And with your air conditioner, if I can get a good picture of it here, you just use the knobs that are on it. Let me see if I can focus here. This is for temperature, so you'll have it all the way to blue, which is cool. And then you have the different positions. This is for fan. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. And then the other ones are for actual cooling. You have a high and a low speed. So you just twist it till you get to the speed you want, and that's all there is to it. You can direct the air using these vents by opening them up. And there is a filter behind here, just a foam filter that you can clean. And you can replace it too, but generally you can just clean it. It's just made out of foam, so you can wash it out every year or so. I mentioned the range hood and the range hood vent outside. Let me see, I got to focus here. Okay, alright, so we have the light right there, then we have the fan that vents to the outside. Remember, you have to open the baffle on the outside of the trailer so it flaps freely. When you're not using this, then you want to have it shut. Okay, now to the range. You've got a glass top. Okay, sorry I don't have a better picture here, but I'm doing the best we can here. So we have 3 burners, and we have a sparker to spark it, to light it. So basically you're just going to turn to light. If you could see what I just did, turn to light. Then you're going to come over here to the sparker, and it lights up. And you just turn it off by, obviously, just by turning the valves off. Now, to light the oven, I'll explain it to you. It works like an older water heater used to, basically. You need a grill lighter, so you can reach to the back. I'm going to try and see if I can show you that. Way back where that white piece is where you're going to light it. You'll put this, let me get here, you put this to pilot, you depress it, and then you'll light the pilot light, which is back where I showed you, under there. So you do that, and it'll light. You hold it for 10 or 15 seconds for the thermocouple to heat up, and then you go to operating temperature. As soon as you're done using it, you go back to off. The pilot light will go off again, and you'll have to relight it each time you use it. Okay. Let me go back to the control panel. I mentioned you can carry onboard water with you. To pump it, to turn the pump on, you just go like that. That's all you do. to turn on your gas water heater, you always make always make sure that there's water in the water heater. Then you're just going to turn this on, but never light it when it's empty, which it is now. Okay. Also, you can check the levels of your tanks and your battery. So right now your battery is charged. See how the lights lit up? You always want to check it when you're not plugged in, but that's how you check it. Then this next one is the fresh water tank that we were just talking about. That one, only one lights up, so it's empty. You can see it graduates up in 1/3 increments. As it fills, each light will light up one after the other till you get to full. Once you get to about 2/3 or so, you're going to start thinking about dumping it. The black tank here is, I'll shut it off again. Black tank here is empty, and the gray tank is empty. Now some trailers have two gray tanks, a galley tank and a regular gray tank. The galley tank, in fact, is actually another gray tank. It's just used for the kitchen sink. So that's not always, they'll use the same panel, but that galley tank is not always used. So it's just there in case you have a trailer that needs a second tank. And of course this is inside, oops, I'm sorry, inside and outside lights here. Okay, now to the bathroom. The sink works like any other sink. The shower works like any other shower. Now the toilet, let's see here. The toilet flushes with this foot pedal here. Now, you can't use this toilet dry. So when you first hook up your water and your power, you're going to come in here and you're going to put the toilet chemical right in the toilet. Some of it comes in a scoop, some are pre-measured packets, some are liquid. Just depends on which one you buy. They're all pretty much the same. It's just different scents and things like that. So you'll put that in there, and then you'll step on the pedal down here. Let's see if I can show you. And the trap will open like that, and it'll start to fill the toilet. The bottom line is you have to put a little bit of water in it to use it. You can't start using it dry. So the first time you use it, you have to do this procedure. So you put a gallon or two of water in there. There's no way to tell exactly what a gallon is. You'll just stand on it for a little while, put some water in there with some chemical. Now if you were going to stay at the same campsite and you are dumping your black tank and staying at the same campsite, you would come back in here after you dumped it and repeat that procedure again. So that's that. You have a vent. You should always run the vent when you're using the shower also to pull the humidity out. And I think we've covered everything here. If you do have other questions, you can call us and we can talk you through it. I think I've covered everything pretty well, so I'll just say thank you and I'll turn off my camera.